Okay, good morning. For today, our topic will be storytelling collaboration using Google Slide. So we are going to have a look how can we create an animation using Google Slide. So the duration of the class will be 1 hour, and I'm Katie. I will be your trainer for today. So we are going to create an easy animation by the end of this lesson that you can view an example of an basic animation, and also you can apply transition and animation. Transition and animation is totally a different thing. Okay, transition is for your entire screen, while animation is for an object. Animation can be an image, a text box. That to do an animation for that, we call it object animation. But for the entire screen, as you can see, let's pretend this is an A4 paper. So from this page to move to the another slide, that's what we call transition. Okay, from this slide to move to another slide in between, that is what we call transition. But for an object, we to move the object, we use animation. And by the end, we can also show you how can you share your slide so that someone else can collaborate and make your story more interesting to learn and also more interesting to be watched together. Okay, so this is an example. So just to show you, so I have a Naruto run. Okay, so for the frame, so for frame, remember for frame it will be images. Okay, images. So here is just example of frame. You can also have your sprite, which is your character, move from one. Let's say it's a move from one side to another direction. Okay, so you have the location of your character, of your sprite, from one place to another place. So it's keep moving. As you can see here, so I have total 10 frames. So the first frame, you just focus on I can say you can focus on the grass as well. If you notice the grass, it's moving. Okay, if you notice the grass right here, compared to the first screen to the fourth screen, it's obvious the grass was moving. It was on the first frame it was like this, but then on the fourth frame it changed. So it can be anything that you want to show the movement of it. Okay. So, and also the next step after you already find your sprite or also your frame. For example, here I have my frame. I will also show you the one that I been doing with the sprite, which is a character. So this one, my example is Naruto Run. So for this case, I'm going to use frame instead of sprite. So here I have 10 frames in total, which each frame shows the movement of my character, of my sprite. So for the object animation, like I told you, for the things inside, which is an object, so we do animation for it. So for the animation, so I have the first frame to fade in and then fade out. So then it keep changing to the next frame. So the next frame as well, fade in and then fade out. So we are going to have a look at the motion settings. So here for my example, for each frame, for in total I have 10. For each frame I already setting, it will be fade in, fade out because it's going to keep changing the frame. So frame 1 in and then out, and then frame 2 in and out, change to the next frame. So here, the next thing, if you want to come out with a storytelling, of course, you need a dialogue. So for example here, my dialogue is just a simple dialogue. So only two, just guys, let's run. So if you share this with your friend, if you have a lot of people working together in one animation in a slide, and then you can create a more longer dialogue and more interesting dialogue because maybe you have different story, and then your friend can add on some more dialogue to share to make the story more interesting. Okay, so then you can have longer dialogue. But then for my example here, I only have two dialogue, which is guys, let's run. So for the dialogue, I'm using this. Okay, you can also insert this shape later on. I will also show you how can you insert this shape. It doesn't have to be this kind of shape. It can be any shape that you want to use. But this is just an example. So here is the result. So for the result, so I have my as you can see, my frame moves, keep moving. So it's currently I'm using only one slide. Okay, I'm currently using one slide, but in this one slide, I have all the 10 frames in one slide, and then I play around with the animation. So combination with the frame, total all 10, combined with the dialogue, I have two dialogue. Okay, so I combine all that and the result will be, let's just show you one more time. So the result will be like this one. Okay. Okay, so I have to move to the next slide. Okay, as you can see as well, I also add on audio, which I also going to show you. So whenever I move to the previous slide, it will I just need to click one times because I already set it up. I will also show you the difference with automatic playing the animation, and also if you choose to on click, because there's an option if you want your animation to run automatically or you want to control it, means that the animation will only happen every time you click on the screen. So actually to work on a better animation, so because to come out with a better story, so it's better for us actually to collaborate with others. Okay, because like for example, if a lot of people working together in the same document, you will have more ideas. So the same rules apply to Google Slide, which is you can share up to 250 people, but then only 50 people can edit at the same time. Okay, with edit access, at one time only 50 people can edit. So others will be changed automatically as a viewer only. Okay, the other people can only comment and view, but at this one time only 50 people can edit the document. So again, if more people working together, you have more ideas and your story can be more interesting to read. So here is just for you to create your new slide. So I will encourage people, doesn't matter what type of Google application are you working on, I will suggest you to create the document, the slide straight from your Google Drive. The reason why, because later on it will be a lot easier for you to find your document, your slide. And then kindly ensure that you are already logged in into your Google account. Once you're logged into your Google account, just go into your Drive, and from your Drive, click on New, click on Google Slide. Okay, click on Google Slide, then it will open up a new tab. So here is how Google Slides going to look like. Okay, for our case here for animation, okay, for today you don't need the theme, so you can just close the theme. Okay, by default on the new tab, this is your Google Slide going to look like, and the theme will come out on the right. You will not be needing the theme, so you just can close it. But what you need to do, you need to rename the presentation. So you just click on the untitled presentation and then you can start renaming your slide. So it's all about sharing. Okay, for our case today, it's all about sharing. Again, if a lot of people working together on the same document, so you can have more ideas and it's more fun to create the animation, because some others may add on something else, so it become more interesting. So in order for you to share your slide, your presentation, so you just can click on the share button. Kindly ensure that you rename your presentation first. if you did not rename your presentation, when you click on share button, it will come out, it will prompt you with a box to rename your slide. Okay, if you forgot to rename it, when you click share, it will ask you to rename your slide. So when you click on share, okay, when you click on share, so this box will pop up where you can enter the email address of those you want to share your document with. So you just key in the email address here, so you just click and then start typing. After you start typing, key in the email address, so it will be here. And then here you can write down any message that you want to inform your friend. Maybe you just say, hi, can you help me out to add on some more dialogue for my animation example. And then here is the access, what kind of access you want to give to this person. Okay, the person that you want to share your document with. Here, when you click on the drop down, you have option viewer, commenter, and also editor. For editor, of course, this person can edit the document, can also comment on the document. With the commenter, this person cannot edit your document directly, but this person can comment on your document. For viewer, so means that that person can only view your document, so this person cannot edit or comment on your document. So the highest one will be editor and the last one will be viewer. So it depends on you what kind of access you want to give. So another way you can share your document is by copy the link. You can also share via link. So you just click here, copy link, and then it will be copied automatically. So you can just paste it somewhere else. And you can also change how the link can be shared by click here, change link, and then it will bring you here. Okay, once you click here on the change link, and then it will bring you here, get link. So you can copy the link here, okay, again, or if you choose on the drop down here. So for my case, I have souls247 because I'm using katie@souls247.org domain. But if you're using Gmail, you will not have this one. Unless you are using a specific domain, yes, you will have this option. Means that if I choose this one, souls247, only people with the same domain will be able to access my file. Okay, and then if I choose restricted, that's mean only people that I share my file with will be able to view my file. Okay, restricted, only these selected people can view my file. If I choose anyone with the link, means that anyone that have the link can go into my presentation. So for the access is the same. You have viewer, commenter, and editor. So after you choose this one, okay, let's say I say anyone with the link and editor. So means that anyone that have this link can go into my file and edit my file. So now let's go back to our storytelling. So first of all, storytelling is actually very long time ago. If people wants to share their story, it's come out in the printed version. So you can read it from the newspaper, you read it from the books, and also people keep telling story from word of mouth. Okay, from person A, and then the person A tell the story into person B hear the story, and person C knows about it. So now we living in the world where we can use mobile to share our story. Okay, we use mobile, and even people use AR to VR. Okay, virtual reality to share about their story. So now for my example, I have Naruto Run. So the very first thing you want to come out whenever you want to develop a storyline is for you to come out with the ideas. Okay, ideas. For my example here, my ideas is from Naruto, and I want to make a Naruto Run. So that's why in my animation, as you can see, is Naruto Run. So for the idea, is up to you. Either you want to do a Pac-Man, either you want to show there's a two-person talking with each other. So the ideas is totally come out from you. You are the one who come up with the idea. What type of concept that you want to use for your storytelling and also animation. Again, you can collaborate with each other, and if a lot of people have a lot of ideas, so you can make your animation more interesting. So, if you every time you heard me talking about sprite, talking about character, so sprite and character is the same thing. Okay, so each one of these, each one of these character, with each one of the characters. So I have Naruto, I have Sasuke, Kakashi, Hinata, Sakura, Hitachi. So each one of these, each one of them is a sprite. Okay, is a sprite. Even though if I have Naruto sitting, Naruto running, so Naruto sitting is one sprite, Naruto running is another sprite. So each one frame, each frame, sitting, running, eating, each one of that we call it sprite. Okay, so Naruto sitting is one sprite, Naruto running is another sprite, Naruto standing is another sprite. So each one, we call it a sprite. So the sprite is the one that we use to animate. Okay, the sprite is normally what we use to make our animation. So next up is for the dialogue. Okay, for the dialogue. So to come out with the cloud, let's say cloud. Okay, what we use here, we insert. Okay, we insert a shape. So to do that, just go to insert. Okay, on your top of your Google slide, go to insert, and then you have shape. Okay, shapes. Okay, and here you can choose any shape that you want. So even if you wish to make your script appear on the boxes, on the rectangle, it's totally up to you. So here, but for my case, I choose insert, shape, call outs. Okay, call outs, and then I choose with the second one. Okay, here you have cloud as well if you want to use. Okay, insert, shape, call outs, and then choose whatever shapes that you want to use. Okay, insert, shape, call out, and then you can just drag and draw your how big you want your script to be. Okay, how big you want it. So once done, you just click on that and start typing. Okay, once you create your shape, you just click on the shape and then you can start typing. Click on the shape and then start typing. So here, example, I have guys. So I have my dialogue ready. So next up is about the motion. Okay, remember we have two slide transition. Slide transition is between this slide to move to this slide. That is what we call slide transition. For animation is the sprite. Okay, it's the sprite. From one sprite to another sprite. So each sprite have its own animation. For slide transition first, for slide transition, you just go to choose any slide. Okay, go to any slide that you want to have the transition. Go to slide and then choose transition. Okay, once you click on the transition, you will have this motion appear on your right side. Okay, motion box option will appear on your right side. So here, by default, it will be none. For the slide transition, it's none. Okay, to choose your transition, you just choose here. Okay, click on the drop down for the transition type. So currently it's none. When you click on that, you can choose. Okay, you can choose which one. And even you choose this one, apply to all slide means that all your slide, okay, all your slide here will follow the same type of transition. If you choose this one, apply to all your slide here will follow this type of transition. So for the transition type, you have a few. Okay, this is example. So this is dissolve. As you can see, from one page to another page, it just like disappear a little bit by a little bit and then come out with the second page. Okay, so here is dissolve. So from the first page to move on to the next page, it's kind of disappear a bit, and then until the next page is appear. That is for the soft. For fade, so as you can see, the first screen like fading into a dark until the second slide take over. Okay, like this one, the first slide was fading into the total black, and then the second slide come up. That is for fade slide transition. Next up, we have slide from right. Okay, slide from right. If you can see, our first slide move to the left, and then the next slide was sliding from the right. It's like pushing the first slide. Okay, pushing the first slide, and it's come out from the right. Okay, this is slide from right. You also have slide from left. So the same thing. If you're just going to push the first slide. Okay, it's going to push the first slide, and the next slide is come out from the left. Okay, pushing the slide, and then the second slide was come out from the left. You also have flip. Okay, flip. So for flipping, so from the first slide into the second slide, how it's going to move. Okay, it's going to flip like a flipping a piece of paper. Okay, it's going to flip your first slide into change into the second slide. That is for flip. And you also have cube. So cube is like a pretending like everything is in one cube, and then it will change to the next slide. For cube, it's just like first slide and then change into the next slide. It's like presenting the slide in a cube. You also have gallery. So gallery is like an image gallery when you move to one image to another image. So that's how gallery going to be present to you. When you move to the first slide, and then it change to gallery, and then move to the next slide. So that is for slide transition. Next up is object animation. Remember, slide transition is only for the slide to move from the first slide to next slide. For an object, if you want the sprite to move, if you want the character to speak a dialogue, we use object animation. So for example, here I'm going to animate the script. Okay, I'm going to animate the dialogue. So here, just click on the dialogue. Okay, for example, here my dialogue is who are you? Click on that, and then insert. Okay, insert and choose animation. Go to insert, choose animation, and then this box of this section, motion section, will come out again on your right side. But now you are in object animation section. So here, animation type, you can choose fade in, fade out. There's a lot of animation available there. Okay, for animation type, you have a lot of animation available there. And then for this, for the start condition. So this is the one that I'm talking about, start condition. When do you want the animation to take place? You can make it automatic, or you can make it manual on click. Okay, let me just next up. Okay, you have on click and then you also have after previous and also with previous. So if you choose on click, okay, if you choose the object animation on click, means that only when you click on your screen, the animation will take place, the animation will happen. Okay, on click, the animation only going to happen when you click on the screen. If you choose after previous, that's mean once one animation done, okay, it will be automatic. After previous, it will be automatic. So once the first animation done, okay, if you choose after previous, the next animation will take place automatically. Okay, once the first animation is done, if you choose after previous, and then the second animation will take place automatically. If you choose with previous, okay, if you choose with previous, so if you have animation before, it will come out together. Okay, together at the same time with previous. Let's say I will show you with the Naruto frame. Okay, let's take an example of Naruto frame. So I have 10 frame in total. In the last frame, which is frame 10, I make the frame fade out. Okay, I make the frame fade out, and then I have thank you. So I choose thank you with previous. So once the last frame, which is the 10 frames of Naruto, is gone, so this thing will fade in, okay, with previous. So this one is fly out, this one is fly in. Let's say frame fly out, this one is fly in. It will happen at the same time. If I choose with previous, it will happen at the same time. So when the frame come out, this one will fly in. That is with previous. I will also show you an example for that one later on for you to understand more and better. So here is an object animation example. So keep your eyes on the dialogue because that is the animation that I created. So appear, disappear. So if you choose appear, so the dialogue will just pop out like that. If you choose disappear, it just gone. Okay, it just disappear. It just disappear from the screen. And then you have fade in, fade out. So fade in, fade out, if you can see it's different from disappear, appear, fade in, fade out. As you can see, it's like slowly come out to your screen and slowly disappear from your screen. Fade in, fade out, the dialogue slowly come out in your screen and slowly disappear from your screen. And then you have fly in from left. So the dialogue come in from the left. Okay, the dialogue come in from the left. You have fly in from right, so the dialogue come in from the right. Okay, so the dialogue come from the right, and then you also have fly in from bottom, so the dialogue come in from the bottom, okay, to the location that you set up. Fly in from the top, so the dialogue fly in from the top into the location that you already set up. Fly out to the left, so the dialogue disappear and went to the left. Fly out to the right, the dialogue disappear and fly out from the screen to the right. Fly out to bottom, so the script just disappear, go to the bottom. Fly out to the top, so the script just disappear and went to the top of your screen. You also have zoom in and also zoom out. So for zoom in, as you can see, it's just like from smaller, it's become bigger. Okay, from smaller, it become bigger. When I say bigger, it will fit into your original size. Okay, it will not become bigger. It will from smaller and then it's like zoom in to the exact size that you set it up for. And from zoom out, okay, from zoom out, it's like a disappear again from the original size, okay, from the original size that you set up, so it will zoom out and disappear from your screen. You also have spinning, so the script will just spinning and spinning. So here is an example of my script. So I have with animation. So as you can see, it's talking with each other. So I use fly in, okay. So for this one, the sprite, which is the character, okay, the character did not move. So the only things that move here, I use the script to move. Okay, I use the script to move to show like the character is talking with each other. So another thing that you can make your slide more interesting is by adding a video. Okay, you can make your slide more interesting, your animation more interesting by adding a video into your slide. So to add in a video, what you need to do is just kindly click on insert again and choose audio. Okay, click on insert, choose audio, and then your audio must be from MP3 and WAV format. Okay, MP3 or WAV format. It must be in that two format only. So and also you cannot upload from your PC straight into your slide, but what you can do, you can upload your audio into your Google Drive. Okay, just upload your audio into your Google Drive. For example, here I already have my audio, okay, in my drive. So once you just choose on your audio, click on that and then just press select. Okay, when you choose for the format option for the audio, okay, you can choose when can it start playing. Is it playing by automatically or is it playing on click? If you can also choose a loop audio, okay, loop audio, so that's the audio will keep playing. And then here stop on slide change. If you choose that on, means that if whenever you change the slide, the audio will stop playing. Sorry. So now let's just show you here. So I have an animation here. Okay, so let's just, okay, so this one is for the frame. So this is for animation. Like I said, I'm using 10 frames. So this is just to show you without animation and with animation for each frame. So this is the image for frame 1 without animation and with animation. So with animation, I choose on click. So on click, only the image will appear and then disappear. For this is the second frame, this is without animation, and with animation, so this is the one, it will be done automatically. Okay, once the first one is done, this animation will come out automatically. And then I have the third one as well, and so on, without animation, with animation. So you can choose a frame or also movement, even from the ball is bouncing. Let's say you have a ball on the floor and then the ball go up and then down. And then you keep changing. So this ball is disappear and then this second frame come out and then this second frame disappear and then the third frame come out. Let me just show you, this is the complete animation instruction. This one. So here's is my animation. So I have another example. Okay, so for Naruto, I'm using frame by frame. So the first frame, second frame, and followed by the other frame. So but for this one, I have my Pac-Man. So this one is with a different sprite. Okay, it's just like a talking. Two people were talking to each other. So I only move the animation here is focusing more on the dialogue. Okay, not focusing on the frame, but here I'm focusing on the dialogue to see to show people that these two character, these two sprite were having a conversation. So I'm just using script. Okay, and then I'm using just script. So this is the first script. My name is Pac-Man. I am Blinky. So this Pac-Man was talking, how are you? And then Blinky say, I'm fine, thank you. Okay, so in total, there are actually only five different type of script. Okay, 5 different type of script, and then I combine all that in one slide. Okay, I combine all that in one slide, and like I told you, there's a different kind of shape that you can use. Okay, so to make it like it's shouting, you can use this one. Thinking, you can use this type of call out, and then for normal dialogue, you may use this one. So for those who don't know how to use it, so go to insert shape and call out. So you can just choose any shape that you want, just choose that one and start drawing your shape. So for this one, you can move it. If you notice, there's a yellow button on the bottom. So it's for you to move the direction of your script. Okay, so it looks like this one. Okay, I already received someone. Okay, thank you very much for sharing. Okay, now Let me just go and move on to the next one. Alright, so now you're done with your animation. Okay, next up, what you can do, you can add a dialogue. Okay, what you can do, you can add a dialogue and make it move. After that, once you make a dialogue, so again, you just need to choose what kind of shape that you want to use. Okay, there from callouts, there's a plenty of shape that you can use. So this one is like a normal box. Okay, let me show you the difference between shape. And then you also have callouts. So this one, it become like this. And then here, shape, you can also go to insert shape. Okay, it's the same, yeah, call out, and just choose the kind of shape that you want to use. So you have that shapes and then call out. Let's go this one. Okay, so you have plenty of shape. It's up to you, totally up to you what kind of shape that you want to use. And then for the shape as well, you need to make an animation. Okay, for the shape, you need to make it animation to show like it's kind of moving. Next up, for the audio, this is for your background. It's totally up to you if you want to have a background audio, if you want to background sound or not. But for my case, like the running Naruto, I want a background to make it more interesting. So that's why I'm insert a background. So for the background in your presentation, in your slide, it will be shown like this one. Okay, let's go to format option. Like I told you, you can choose when will it start playing. When will the audio playing? Is it on click? When you choose on click, only when you click on the slide, the audio will play. Else it will not turn on. Let's just go with on click. Okay, just to show you. Okay, right now I'm choosing on click. If I just move to the next slide, you will no sound will be played. Okay, because I did not click on my screen. Because I didn't click on my screen, no sounds will be played. Only if I click on my screen, there will be a sound. Okay, there will be a sound on my screen. So next up, you also have this kind of setting. So I will make automatic. So here will be the volume when presenting. You want to make it slower, you want to make it like loud, it's totally up to you. By default, it will be 100. If you want the sound to be reduced, so you just can control the volume from your format option. You have a hide icon when presenting, so people will not see this audio button. Okay, people will not see this audio button. And then you have loop audio, so it keep playing the same sound over and over until you move to the next slide. So you have stop on slide change. So this is the one. If you untick, so the sound will keep playing. Okay, the sound will keep playing. Okay, and but if you choose this one, the sound will stop playing when you move to the next slide. When you move to the next slide. So that is for controlling the audio. So again, if you want to insert the audio, you need to upload your audio into your Google Drive. And then the format, the audio must be MP3 or WAV type of file. So here is my example. Okay, so here's again, I'm just showing you my result. Here, let me just show you one more time of the result. So I'm having my frame moving, appear, disappear, appear, disappear, appear, disappear, and I also have my dialogue, and also already include my audio. My audio will be keep playing until I move to the next slide. Okay, done. So in total, actually, I have here, I have 10 frame, okay, 10 images, as you can see here. I have 10 images. Okay, I have 10 images in total. And I also have my dialogue. My dialogue is only two. I have guys and let's run. It's totally up to you. If you have plenty of dialogue, it's totally up to you. And then I just insert audio to make it more fun to watch. Okay, and all that I combine in one slide. All that I combine in one slide. So this is my drive. What you can do, you can just drag your file from your computer into your drive. Okay, one way is just drag your any MP3 audio from your computer. You just drag the file into here, and then it will be uploaded automatically. Or what you can do, you just click on new file upload, and then it will open up your PC file, and then you can just choose your file. Okay, and then you can just choose your file, and then it will upload it into your Google Drive. And then from your drive is where you can get the sound. So you just insert audio, and then it will just search for any audio file. Again, it must be MP3 or WAV type of file only. So you can just you will just search on your drive here, or if there is anyone share with you the MP3 file, you can just have a look at the share with me. So share with me is the list of others sounds, okay, MP3 and WAV type of file that share with you. So for my case here, I have already have it in my drive. So I just choose that particular audio and just press select. So when you press select, this one, when you press select, you will notice this icon will be appear, and these things will come out on your right side. So you just choose when it will start playing and the other option, such as the volume control, the loop if you want to looping the audio, and you can untick stop on slide change and tick on the stop on slide change. Do let me know if you have any other question. You're welcome. Alright, so is there any questions that you would like to ask me? So for today, you already know, again, slide transition is between your slide to another slide, okay? From your first slide to your second slide, when it moves to different type of slide, that will be slide transition. For animation, again, you focus solely on the object. The object is including this text box, okay? This box, we call it an object, image, object. So everything here, object. And then even the dialogue, we set it object animation as well. So there's two type of thing that can be moved for your Google slide. And then you can also choose edit when will the animation take place, edit on click, with previous, or after previous. Okay, so that's all for today. If there's no other question, but do feel free to ask me if you have any other question. Thank you very much for joining the class. I really appreciate your time, and I hope to see you again in the future. And I hope that you can try this out and collaborate with your friend to come out with an interesting animation. And I'm looking forward if you share with me your result